Alright, so round 3 vintage challenge versus our good friend Kane, who is on breach. I have a snake. You have a cat. Pretty good hand. Does it matter how you sequence it? We don't have a Moxen. I guess we can draw a Moxen off of Astrolabe. So it's always Astrolabe. We draw Moxen off Astrolabe. And we can play a Soul Ring. And a Goose. That'd be so sick. Unlucky. I currently have no interaction, but my Spellseeker could get me like a Flusterstorm if I wanted it to. If we hit a Moxen, we could actually Spellseeker for Ancestral this turn as well. Just draw mono Ephemerates. They topped. I think I'd rather jam the Mentor than the Spellseeker. Okay. You vamp? Are we dead? I assume Lotus. Destron? Okay. Hope we don't get Pyroblasted. Pyroblasted? Brutal. We have a Yorion next turn. Drawing both Ephemerates is just like, and then getting the Spellseeker Pyroblasted is kind of brutal. Maybe that's a reason to play Spellseeker on turn 1 or turn 2 instead of Monk. They don't have the ability to Pyroblast. Seems like a lot of lost value to do it that way. We have Hardcast Force of Will for our Yorion. I think that's kind of unfortunate. Is it worth it at all to Ephemerate this Gilded? That's like the only reason they would not just play Cat here, right? They have Hardcast Force of Will for my Yorion. I feel like I would still jam into it. They're never gonna be like I have no fear. Power Blast? Uh, Cat, replay pedal, end of turn, we bounce cat. Oh, never mind. Seem good. We have a cat and a pedal and one card in hand, and we have 2 Ephemerate. Only card we can't. There's no card we can't cast right now. That would be a card we can't cast right now. So maybe I was supposed to. I had cast Ephemerate. I mean, I still would have blinked the goose again, right? So it wouldn't just like not blink the goose next turn. They have nothing. Nothing is good. Five mana. Back down to 4. Definitely want both of them. I guess I should have not used this island. I guess I had to use an island. It's a preordain. I'm not blinking. I want to actually kill the cat, I think. No, 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 no. I actually want to kill the cat. Okay. I'm not. If they bolt, sure. Yeah, that's fair. They have to have another Pyroblast here. That's bad for me. I'm gonna take now. Take like Astrolabe Ancestral. Play Astrolabe off planes. Play Ancestral off the floating mana. Seems good. You want to take Coatl Ancestral? I don't want to do nothing else with this turn. I feel like that would be a waste. I get like Coatl's good with our 2 Ephemerates, right? There's definitely some upside there. I can't. We're on like this really tight clock, unfortunately. I don't really think that we have the. Really, just don't feel like we can afford to do that. Could get trapped here for doing this. I mean, I brought it up that I could get trapped there. But then they can have hard cast anything if I do it on their turn. Maybe that's just a die. Because we just couldn't wait one turn. If we had just taken the Coatl, we would have force here. And we couldn't lose. Or we would not couldn't lose, but we would at least be able to counter this. Yeah, I think we just played poorly then. If we just take Ancestral Coatl, have force up. I would have drawn blue card for force off Ancestral. It's just so unlikely that my Ancestral is getting countered. It's incredibly unlikely for my Ancestral to be countered there. The only possible reason for my Ancestral to be countered is one of his last 2 cards in hand was Mindbreak Trap. It can't be Pyroblast, can't be Flusterstorm. It can't be Spell Pierce. It has to be exactly Mindbreak Trap. I want to cast Ancestral on that turn. Every turn I give my opponent the opportunity to draw a card engine off of their Lurrus or a breach that automatically kills me. I mean, theoretically, off of my Ancestral, I am extremely likely to draw a blue card. Obviously, a risk, right? But I'm pretty sure that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm gonna try this like 4 Deafening Silence, 1 Surgical Extraction life here. I feel like they wouldn't board Bright Dragons because we have Coatls, so I can go down to 1 Swords. Still kind of like having the oof though. I have no idea what I'm gonna board out here. All of these cards seem like pretty reasonable. Maybe Goose is like not good against like auto removal or something. Does make my green 17th package a little lacking. Like I understand what you're saying. Like both of you. I understand what you're both of you are saying. I just don't know. I feel like I've had enough games with this deck, or this style of deck against Breach, where I go for like a very conservative line, and it always ends up backfiring because they just kill you. And yeah, if you take a blue card, then you have active force, and it's harder for them to just kill you. But I feel like we need to like actively be like I feel like you need to actively be drawing as many cards as possible there. The most do nothing hand I've ever seen. Right. That's like what I'm trying to say, Jace, is like just having one force there isn't going to be enough to win me that game, so I was taking more aggressive approach. Now, maybe it was too aggressive an approach because I didn't respect the fact that like they had cards in their hand the whole game and it could easily be their one mind break trap. Like I'm saying, there's a reason I did it. If that reason is that reason correct enough, might not be. Played that whole game fairly loose. This deafening silence is certainly going to bog me down here. Never gonna be able to hold up in this. I mean, I could, but like this, I'm like incredibly likely to just. Actually, I do can hold. I can hold this force because I can just bring the Eternal Witness back the brainstorm. Oh, I used the wrong mana. Oh, actually, I couldn't use any other mana. I had to do that. Forcing the Ancestral. Uncounterable force because of Deafening Silence. I definitely want to resolve this Astral Wave first. Yeah, we could have cast it first and then filtered, which is probably what I thought I was going to do that whole time. I'm playing really poorly, Jace. This is not the kind of deck you want to be playing at 3 a.m., I think. They did board in Fairy Dragon? Wow, I'm so surprised. I really didn't think he would board in Fairy Dragon against the Coatl deck. I don't want to get Pyroblasted. I think I'm just going to play my Lotus this turn so that next turn when I play my Yorion, I have the ability to play Hardcast Nikki. I don't really want to Mystic Sanctuary back Force of Will. It is like hurting me a lot that I sequenced that Astrolabe wrong. These kind of decks like don't really let you take that many mistakes. I'm not. I still think I'm supposed to play the Yorion. Well, it's definitely slowing my opponent down more. I can tell you that for sure. It like obviously this isn't the best deafening silence deck, but I feel like we play like pretty well with deafening silence. Might get back. Think about getting back the other fetch. I'm just gonna get back a bunch of forces. Deafening silence seems like it's been great here. All my forces have been uncounterable. I now have a ice fang that I can flash in. Seal of cleansing. I feel like I would never have won this game without it. So. Definitely getting revved, but big elk, but it doesn't fly anymore. So. Oh man, it's a blowout. Been very good this game. That was sick. Deafening silence was so good there. I can't believe that he brought a Sprite Dragon in against the 4 Coatl deck. I should probably have a Bajuka Bog too, huh? For my crop rotation package. Maybe it's just supposed to be like 4 crop rotation. 2 Tabernacle Bajuka Bog. Is this surgical even good? Most of the time you can kind of play around it. I feel like I should have something to stop a graveyard interaction, and I can tutor it. It's fine. Um, Horn's probably fine. I don't know. I think all of the 2/2s are kind of medium. Like, I don't even like Oof that much. Like, I have another Oof I could bring in as well. Horn's a little bit better than Oof because it's not locking myself down. Horn's probably fine. It's a pretty reasonable hand that we have here. I'm willing to battle. Opponent mulligan, 4 cards in hand with a fetch land. I feel like that's just like a decent place to start attacking. Take that. Probably want another land too, right? I'd rather have a blind card, I think. Especially if I might like end of turn brainstorm here, only get rid of 1 card. I assume this stops intuition, which is kind of sick. It's definitely aggro. Definitely paid the price, it looks like. Certainly got wrecked by opponent having Ancestral after we flustered. The Surgical looks stupid here. Why is that in my deck? I didn't even draw a blue card. For a blue card. Oh, there's so many ways I could do this. It's so weird with Ancestral. I guess there's no reason for me not to play Caracas at that point. I assume this is just gonna be like a follow-up Ancestral here, and then I'll force it, and they'll Fire Blast me. Yeah, that went just about as poorly as it could have. I guess if they draw Misstep, that's about as poorly as you force. Okay, I got exactly wrecked there. I'm gonna hold this Caracas. Cracker. Do I die? That went so badly. It's like all because I flustered that stupid Ponder. I think flustering the Ponder is like fine unless they have exactly Ancestral, which they did. I mean, they found it off scroll, but like same idea. Pretty happy to have held this Gracchus back. 2 cards left in opponent's hand. Yeah, no, I'm saying like the classic Ephemerate. Alright, well they have nothing, so that's good. Hands are forces. I have a Yorion. A really weak Yorion, but technically I have a Yorion. I get mana back. Cannot have to use my Caracas if I want to hold up Force of Will. I think that's worth it. The clock is like insane if I can just play this. Maybe it's not worth it. Probably not worth it. Any haven't played Cat yet. Oh. Actually have 4 lands. Has Pyroblast. Okay. All this returns right now is Lotus. So I did play around Pyroblast by not playing my Yorion. Not gonna replay Vinia. Maybe that means Hardcast Force. Draw. I'm willing to trade these away. Maybe I'm not actually willing to trade those away. I feel like they're representing Hardcast Force. I feel like I won that trade, but I don't know. You didn't like them blocking or me attacking? Not playing Lavinia. I'm gonna try to resolve this. You don't like my attack? Kind of questionable. We're about to go off though. We take infinite turns here. Now I feel like we definitely do, right? Spellseeker, Time Walk, Ephemerate with the Mystic Sanctuary, Green Sun Zenith. Like, I feel like this is infinite turns somehow. Have Hardcat, they have Force of Will. That's why they kept the Lavinia. Okay. So if I Green Sun for Eternal Witness, Ephemerate, Eternal Witness Cruise. Eternal Witness, Ephemerate. Oh, I used all my mana wrong again. I did it again. It didn't matter. Eternal Witness, Cruise. They have another force. Alright, so we got rid of all of their forces. So we'll just Sanctuary back Sun Zenith or this is game 3. I gotta play a little faster. They're on just drop Rage and kill me. That's what they're on. I fucking hate this game. Imagine Wapla thinking fucking DT is not good in this deck. It's so fucked up. Someone clip this shit and send it to Wapla. What could I have done differently? I don't think I could have done things differently there. Like, the tracker trade ended up being fine. I cast 2 spells that turn, they both got forced. I was hoping they were gonna drop Preordain so I could fucking mental misstep it. They've already cast all their Preordains. They've cast 3 Preordains this game. Like, obviously the cruise line was bad, but they still would have countered all my things. The Flusterstorm really haunted me. Flusterstorm haunted me so badly. It looked really good at the time. I'd probably make that same Fluster again. It's aggressive, but I think it makes sense. Like, we're basically one resolved spell away from running away with this game, right? If either the Green Sun or the Spellseeker resolve, we're in like great shape, right? Spellseeker gets Time Walk, and we have Mystic Sanctuary Time Walk into Eternal Witness, Ephemerate, Eternal Witness, Time Walker loop. I guess what we really needed towards the end there was a Deafening Silence, I guess. The tracker trade was aggressive, but I think overall okay. I guess under the assumption that they would force our Coatl, that trade is pretty bad. They didn't force the Coatl though. I don't know if I would have played that very much differently than I did. It was pretty close. Put into a lot of lands at the end.